Hey, if you're buying a piece of real estate in the next month or so, and you are in the negotiating process or getting ready to go into the negotiating process and really don't know what your strategy should be, this is the video you want to watch. We're going to go through all of the strategies you need in order to be successful buying property. Stick around, that's coming up next. Hey everyone, it's Matt here with the Matt Allen Real Estate Team. Hope you are having a great day today. If you're new to our station, please hit, smash, crush that like, subscribe, the bell. Make sure you're getting notified when we have new videos up. I am trying to come up with new and improved content every day. And in fact, if you are into podcasting, I'm going to give a plug to our new podcasting station. It's called at Orlando Brokers and Bourbon. So it's kind of a fun little podcast we do. We sip some bourbon. We talk about the latest and greatest of what's happening here in Central Florida. And then we do tackle some real estate topics that can be used anywhere. So you definitely want to, I'll put the link down below so you have it. Now, today's video, we're going to talk about negotiation. And it's kind of near and dear to me right now because over the last week or so, I've actually been involved with 3 plus real estate transactions where we've had to do some major negotiations, everything from, a standardized negotiation up to a pretty sophisticated one as well. And as well in different price points, all the way up to $6 million. Which we were able to accomplish. So today I want to go through strategies. I want to show you what we did to get to those agreements, what things we had to kind of take a step back and look at so that you as a buyer or a seller can be successful through the process. Without further delay, let's get into it. Now, today's market looks very different than it did a year ago. So as a buyer, you and your real estate professional have to be cognizant of that and make your offer based on what the motivation is of the seller in the market we're in. Here in Central Florida, sellers seem to be kind of taking a back seat. They're not as motivated to sell. And I think the reason behind that is they need extra time to find what they would like to buy. They also know there's limited inventory. So they're kind of standing firm with their offers. I know with the ones we've been working on over the last few weeks, the seller has been holding very strong to their asking price. So definitely make sure you know what kind of market you're in. That's step number one. Now, just like any sporting team that wants to win, we have to put together a game plan. It's very important to make sure you know the expectations you are going to set throughout the negotiating process, making sure you know what the value of the house is. You've done some investigation to make sure you know maybe what the history of the house is. Has it sold 3 times in the last 2 years? That's powerful information to have so you can see what type of proceeds the seller is going to get when they actually sell. Possibly what their mortgage is, so you kind of have an idea of what it's going to take to pay that mortgage off and put a little money in their pocket. All those things are very important to know. And then set guidelines as far as where you're going to be or where you want to end up with the offer and stand firm with those. I often see people that let emotions get involved and they go way above what they budgeted. And then they have what we call buyer's remorse when they actually go under contract. So make sure you've got that game plan to get to the touchdown. In today's market, you have to look serious. So what do I mean by that? I mean, you have to have a well-written sales and purchase contract, complete with addendums and disclosures and signed off seller's disclosures. You need to have either a good pre-approval letter, proof of funds, whatever it is, as one big package. And your real estate professional needs to outline what your motivation is, what things you like about the house, maybe a personal letter, although we don't do that as much anymore. It does help if you're buying a first time home to give the seller the idea that you're going to live in the home, take care of the home, and make it better through the years. So make sure you look serious. If your agent is just going to submit a verbal offer or he takes 10 minutes to write the offer, that's not being as serious as you can be. So make sure seriousness and a well thought out and written contract, that's key. Now be realistic. Don't go in with an unrealistic offer based on what you know in the previous steps of what the value of the property is. If you go in too unrealistic, chances are the seller is not going to even look at your offer, or worse, they're just going to counter back at full price, and you really don't know where to go from there. So be realistic and take your time. Make sure you understand that the process is typically you're going to make an offer, they may counter, you may counter one more time, and then within 3 to 4 counters, you should be at an agreeable price. Be careful too to go in the other direction where you're just countering left and right, and the contract looks like a scribbled out mess, and nobody really knows what they're agreeing to. I always say 3 to 4 times is about where you need to land to get to where both buyer and seller are on the same page as far as an offer. Now, sometimes the negotiation process can take some time. Be ready for that. Now, the only time that may not apply is if you're in a multiple offer situation and everybody is offering above asking price, which I know in Central Florida right now happens, but it doesn't happen as much as it did, say, 2 summers ago. So make sure you are taking your time if it's not going in the direction you are happy with. In other words, either the seller is not giving you some of the terms you're looking for, or they're not budging on price, or you're just not coming to an agreement. Be okay just to kind of take a day or 2 off from the process. That gives the seller time to really think about your offer, and may come back, and did in some of my previous negotiations over the last few weeks, may come back with a little better offer down the line. So be patient. Be patient through the whole process. It can take some time. Again, make sure you're working with somebody who's experienced, that knows when too much time has passed and may cause more of an issue where they've kind of dismissed you. So now this may be a little hard to hear for some people, but it's technically not negotiating if you can't be ready to walk away if you don't get what you're happy with throughout the transaction. It's a two-way street. There's a buyer and a seller, and they have to come to an agreement. If either side is not willing to negotiate, technically not negotiation, and you are okay, or have to be okay, with walking away. Knowing that there's more property out there, there will always be more property out there, and for some reason, this one may not be the one for you. So the good news is, it's very rare that sellers and buyers aren't able to negotiate to an agreeable terms or an agreeable contract. So working with an experienced agent, and again, I say that time and time again, is extremely important, not only for the negotiation process, but this is one thing that's always overlooked. A good real estate professional is going to build rapport with the listing agent. They're going to get to know a little bit about the seller. They're going to provide information to the listing agent about you. They're going to provide comps, some comparable market sales, to be persuasive to the listing agent that you are serious and your offer makes good sense. So that's extremely important. There's a lot of agents out there today that are just very aggressive. They want to try to get the deal done for their buyer, and they come across abrasive. That doesn't typically help. I can tell you from a listing agent side, I'm not a huge fan when somebody's extremely abrasive and extremely pushy, because that typically is a foreshadow of what's going to happen through the entire contract process. If you are in the middle of a negotiation on a real estate transaction and want more one-on-one advice, reach out to me below, send me an instant message, text me, call me. My telephone number is 321-228-5555. Yes, that is an actual number. It is my mobile number, and most times I'm going to pick up the phone unless I'm with a client or for some reason it's after hours or something like that. Please reach out to me. If you're in Central Florida looking to buy or sell, I'm more than happy to help you. I've been in the business for 22 years. I got a lot of experience and would love the opportunity to help. Thanks again for watching. We will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Now, if you found this video helpful, check out these other videos over here. They're going to give you more information about buying and selling real estate. Bye-bye.